Eagles interviewed Dak Prescott.
Right, and it was a great interview. It was a great interview, John. Excellent job getting all the footage. Everything Dak said was great. Chat.
Talk to me, John. What are you hearing out there?
Yeah, no, it's just this is the first time Dak's talked in a little bit, and so because of that, there's just a lot there. I mean, one, what's going on with the hamstring? Obviously, he had season-ending hamstring injury. He talked to, so he was at the Brian Schottenheimer press conference, but he didn't talk to like the group. He went after he left. I think he talked to Mickey Spagnola of DallasCowboys.com. So that's the first time he had talked about the Schottenheimer hire. But today was the first time he had talked to a group about it, answered several different questions about that. And then let's just be honest. I mean, you're the Cowboys quarterback, and the Philadelphia Eagles just won a Super Bowl by dominating. And so obviously,
I love what he said.
Obviously, he was gonna talk about that. It's interesting too the way he says the answer he gave is so perfect for talk debate, because part of you would sit there and laugh and be like, he said, quote, that they're very close, and you can just sit there and you can laugh at that and be like, you guys are not very close. You guys haven't even been to an NFC championship game in 29 years. Yeah. But then the other side of it, which makes it great for debate, is the fact that he is 9-4 as a quarterback against the Eagles. I think you got to go all the way back to 2011, which is the first year I started covering the team. This year is the first year that the Eagles have ever swept the Cowboys in a regular season series. Like the Cowboys have played the Eagles very, very well and have been very comparable. But you see how completely they dismantled the Chiefs. It's just easy for you to sit there and think like, well, these two teams are just miles apart. And you can make the argument both ways on that. You really can. One, obviously the Cowboys, tons of injuries this year. Eagles, they lost Nakobe Dean. Maybe somebody else I'm missing. Maybe Bradbury. Like, there's not a lot of loss. Yeah. That's a pretty healthy team. I mean, Eagles are very much opposite of what happened to the Niners, Cowboys, and Lions this year in terms of the injuries. So there's always that. And I can just tell you right now, maybe you watched that game and you thought, oh, they are just so much better than everybody else. Yeah, just take away Saquon Barkley. Just take away Jalen Hurts. Let's just see how different everything is when all of a sudden that happens. And now Jalen Hurts has to win the game. He doesn't have to just be the guy that just takes, what's there for you. And so it was interesting hearing Dak say that he doesn't think that they are very far apart. With that being said, though, I think even Dak would tell you, he's not going to sit there and say this on the record, but the roster has to be upgraded too. They have to do things this offseason to put themselves in that position.
Well, let me shut my black ass up, because he said everything I was going to say. So,
wait, AOC, have people been giving you a hard time about what Dak?
Bro, there's a portion of people that have been losing their mind over this quote. Like he's like a company man. Like, they're using this quote as to like position Dak as a company man. Like, PR. He's a PR dream. This is exactly what the Joneses would want him to say. And like, he's saying something that would be detrimental to the Cowboys being more aggressive. That's how people are kind of positioning it, right? And it's like, okay, if you want to look at it through that extremist lens, but Dak is speaking from a place of, if I stick to reality, you can't really touch me too much. And if he's sticking to reality, I can do you one better. John brought up he's 9-4 against the Eagles. John, let me do you one even better, my brother. Not only is he 9-4 against the Eagles, but the last 4 games against the Commanders, because he said both teams in the NFC Championship. He didn't just say the Eagles. The last 4 games against the Commanders, 38-10, Cowboys, January 7th, 2024. November 23rd, 2023, 10-45, Cowboys. November 24th, 2024, 34-26, Cowboys. January 5th, 2025, 23-19, Cowboys. That is the very definition of we are close to both of those teams. Every one of those games, they either won or they were right there. Same thing with the Eagles. Last 2 games Dak played with the Eagles, they blew them out one game. The other game, they lost by 1 score. Like, why are people... I just don't understand, man. It's like, at this... And then if he says no comment, he's running away from the media. And then if he says we need to get some more guys in, you're getting paid $60 million. You should be able to do that yourself. Why are you asking for more help? It's like, what do we do? What do we do?
But he won't say that about the more help, and that is interesting, because when I watched that Super Bowl, one of the first things I thought about was what that game showed me is if you're a fan of Dak or Jared Goff or Brock Purdy or whoever, that right there. That's the blueprint. Your quarterbacks can all win Super Bowls. Because I'll make this as simple as possible. Tell me the last time that you saw the Cowboys defense play the way they play to a level against a good team. Here's the key to this: against a good team, to where Dak didn't have to win the game, where the defense it's like.
No, San Francisco game, the playoffs. That is one game on Dak's record where it's looking like, okay, that was a game where I felt like the playoff game against San Francisco, the game was close enough where the quarterback could have been the difference.
But then,
are you talking about 2021 or 2022?
Should really both. We can look at both of them and make that argument.
22, yes. I feel the same way.
You can make that argument, right? But then if you peel the layers back and you're like, okay, what quarterbacks, if you put them in the same position where your running backs together give you 40 yards together,
I can bring up the box score, but refresh my memory. I don't remember anybody getting pick sixes.
Come on, man. That's what I'm getting at, John. Thank you.
Yeah.
Helping them out the way that Cooper DeJean and the crew, those four guys up front, not eating any blitzes or anything, are literally like, oh, Jalen, just throw a really bad interception. Fine, we'll just go and take care of this by ourselves. Don't even worry about that. Like, he made it so easy that the defense made it so easy where it was like, hey, just don't mess this thing up, man. We got it prepared. We're not going to let them get anything on us.
100%.
I can't remember the last time a Cowboy.
That's what I mean by peel the layers back.
You can even go most of Romo's career.
Is my leaking?
Some static I get.
I'm getting a little feedback. I don't know where it's coming from.
I'm about to say, hold on. Yeah, my bad, y'all. My bad, chat. I heard it just then.
Okay.
We got
a little bad feedback, you know.
Hey, but no, let me do this real quick. This is a great conversation, and I can tell that AOC is
back.
Yeah, it's right back. AOC. There it is. Good.
There it is.
All right.
Yeah, whatever that was. Work.
Yeah, well, it is.
Yeah. Let me get to this super. Let me get to this super real quick. And then I want to go. They want us to make sure we hit supers and show them. So Justin D, I need a few weeks vacation. This season is warming me out. Justin D, we here for your support. We are here to make sure that you get through these times, Justin D. So we got you, bro. Much love to you. Okay.
I'm scared to move, y'all.
Okay.
Okay. So, Law, did you have anything on this conversation? Because I have thoughts, and I want to actually attack something that Attack said. But I want to get your thoughts first.
I get where all of the sentiments are at. I think that Dak Prescott was right on par with everything. I've seen Dak Prescott with pretty much the same defense because the Eagles did still had Jordan Davis. I believe they still had some guys. They might not have Carter, but I've seen Dak Prescott in a situation whereas he still was able to put up 40 points with T.Y. Hilton. And some other guy named Noah Brown probably that was on that team. So, and he's coming off of an injury. So I get all of that. I know last year was a down year due to the fact of that injury, but you give Dak Prescott run game and as well as what John Machota said, defense, you winning games. And he alluded to that even when he was talking to the media today. So I love that aspect of it, that if you give Dak Prescott a little run game and defense, we can win games.
I'm going to say this. What Attack said about the Commanders, I want to double down. Bro, both games we played, the NFC get to Commanders, should have won. Dallas should have beat the Commanders the last game of the season. With Trey Lance and I think that they outplayed the Commanders and rookie phenom Jaden Daniels all game.